We are not made up of only flesh and bones. That's not only human being. Then what is the essence of human being? We have to look into it. What are the things to be seen apart from the flesh and the bone? In fact, it is a coverage, it's a cover, the flesh and bone. What we call in yoga is Annamaya Kosha. There are much more things we have to understand thoroughly. There are things like Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. Essential part of human being. This Pranamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha plays a vital role in one's life, in human's life. When you are seeing deep into all these things, we thoroughly know there are energy centers in our body. Shakti centers, energy centers. There are many centers in ourselves, but predominantly 7 centers to analyze thoroughly and understand thoroughly. 7 chakras, we call it as 7 chakras. These are the 7 chakras which are functioning and controlling and governing ourselves, our day-to-day life. Normally, when you are suffering and whenever there are sorrows in life, we are looking reasons outside, finding reasons for the suffering and sorrow outside, and try to find out mistakes with someone around us and try to correct the defaults. But this approach is not absolutely right. Instead of that, instead of searching reasons for our sorrow and suffering, it is always intelligent to look into ourselves. Why is such suffering happening? Chakras are the answers for this simple understanding. In fact, out of 7 chakras, every chakra has its own functionary character, which is controlling certain behavior, certain emotions, negative and positive, both. For example, fear, jealous, lack of love, and so on. Okay. So, our suffering and sorrow is caused within, not in the outside. So whenever we feel like we are facing suffering, we have to look inside. Is there any fault in our chakras? And we have to rectify that. After all, chakras are energy centers. Shakti is Satyam. Energy only exists and energy only governs the whole functions. Not only the body, also the mind, also the intellect, and also the whole phenomenon, whole performance. So whenever we feel that we are afraid of many things, we have to look inside and see why the fear is coming often and often. what kind of fear is affecting me, we have to observe thoroughly. And we have to rearrange the functional part of the particular chakra. There are approaches, there are encountering, there are ways to rearrange the centers or chakras. The moment we do this exercise, this approach, we can find the fear goes in no time. We feel a kind of abhi state, a fearlessness. So it's a case of jealous. Let's look into the factor jealous. Why the jealousy is coming? What is the factor behind it? And there are correlated, related chakras. And we look into the chakra and rearrange the thing in such a manner the jealousy disappears. And a kind of calmness arises once the jealousy disappears, because these are the negative factors which disturbs continuously and spoil our calmness and silence and peace. So these energy centers are very, very important thing, and constantly to be remembered, and continuously doing some approaches towards, and naturally the sorrow disappears, suffering disappears, and a feel of calmness, tranquility arises out of it, and the life becomes so blessing and blessed, and life becomes much easier. Then we will understand the factors are always inside, not the outside. This is a point of approaching chakras.